righty, folks. We are back here at everyone's favorite smokehouse. We're at Bear Creek Smokehouse, and it is packed today. Yeah. Yes, sir. I am here with head football coach Calvin Ruzicka. It's Wednesday, so you know we got to talk to him. We're going to have another coach coming up as well. But, Coach, we're back. You guys are undefeated still. You're at 2-0. You had a big win over Oklahoma Panhandle.
Yeah, it was.
And huge. Yes, sir. And you guys you're about to hit the road. But first, let's talk a little bit about what went down in this past game. You guys had a shutout, first one in about 15 years for you. So, can you evaluate how your team did this past week?
It was almost like we played two different games last Saturday night because the first half, everything was going right for us. Keeping them off the scoreboard first two quarters was huge to start the game defensively, and then offense putting up 28 points. It was awesome to see, really effective and efficient on offense. And then second half, defense continued to do their job. Like you mentioned, getting a shutout, it is hard to keep somebody off the scoreboard out of the end zone. Even, they had a field goal attempt that was not successful. So really, really proud of the effort put forth by our defensive guys. Offensively, we weren't able to get in the end zone in the second half. So, that's what we've been looking at was the film and trying to grade and make some corrections off of what we saw Sunday when we watched the film.
And so when you talk about it was a tale of two halves. Yeah. One was more offensive, one was more defensive. Mm-hmm. It seemed like they were more geared to stop you guys' run.
Yeah.
But you still got 196 yards on the ground even with that. So kind of talk about how you guys were still able to manufacture that kind of an effort when the defense is geared to stop you guys from putting it on the ground.
They saw our film from first week against Lyon, and we rushed 48 times in that game for 480 yards. So they did start crowding the box a little bit more and taking away the run a little bit on us. We weren't as effective in week 2 as we were week 1 running the ball. However, just like we talked about here last week, our offense is going to take what the defense gives us. So they start crowding the box, putting 6 and 7 in the box. That means that our passing lanes and some of our receivers need to be getting open, and they did. And I felt like Shai did a good job of distributing the ball to different receivers.
Absolutely, and that's actually a very good segue because I was going to ask you, Shai Markajani has done a pretty good job, especially in the last game of just not doing too much but making the big plays when he's needed to make them. He had 3 touchdowns, 185 yards in the air. Has he started to kind of settle into that? It's always kind of a learning curve for a true freshman quarterback.
I mean, he's seeing different defenses and different speed of the game. I mean, Saturday afternoon college football is way different than Friday night high school. And so he's seeing some different defenses, different schemes, different coverages, that sort of thing, different blitz packages. And he's maintaining his composure. I've been extremely proud of him thus far. But the thing that we keep reminding Shai of right now is, like, you don't have to do too much. Just trust your read, get the ball where it's supposed to be, whether it's an RPO and we're going to be handing it off, or if we're calling some passes, and you go read your keys and then distribute the ball to those receivers. Just make the plays that you're supposed to make. You don't have to go out there and try to do too much. And I've been very proud of him in that regard because he is playing within the scheme of what Coach Spinney is calling. And so just continue to be effective and get better each day.
Absolutely. And speaking of, your effectiveness, one of the things that I was actually particularly interested in is your evaluation on kind of the chemistry and the connection between quarterback and receivers.
Yeah.
How is that progressing under your estimation? Are there still tweaks that you would like to see going forward?
Always. I mean, that's part of having the mindset of being more process-oriented instead of outcome-oriented. There's always going to be an opportunity each day at practice, each week in a game, for us to get better, no matter what that is. If it's our completion percentage, or if it's when we're reading the defense, are we taking what they're actually giving, or are we trying to force the ball? So there's always going to be those steps like that from the coaching standpoint. From the chemistry you asked about, though, it's been great to see. I think in his first week he had 5 completions to 3 different receivers. He's distributed the ball this past week against OPSU to more receivers and gotten them involved. And so now as opponents start to scout us and go, they can't focus on just one receiver because they're all equally good in their own right. and what they do. And then Shy being able to, they'll stick around after practice and just work on some routes, some timing, that sort of thing, which is huge. You know, they didn't get the chance to do that last spring because he wasn't with us. And then he didn't come to report to summer camp until August the 12th. So this has all been developed just in the last 6 weeks between him and his receiving room. So really proud of the way the receiving core and Shy, as our other quarterbacks as well, they all stick around after practice and get a little bit extra reps, throwing some routes and that sort of thing. And it's starting to pay off for them.
Absolutely, and that's actually a very interesting point that you brought up, the fact that when you're working with the true freshman quarterback and you've got some veteran wide receivers who have been here, been in the program already, that's a bit of a learning curve in and of itself, isn't it?
Sure. I mean, it's all based on timing. You know, everybody runs their routes. Essentially, you want them to break where they're supposed to break at whatever yard mark, but each receiver is different. Some are taller or shorter or faster, quicker, et cetera. And so that timing is just something you can't just roll out there and expect to have it. You know, that's got to be worked on each day in practice, and that's why they do spend a little bit of time after.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so shifting back to your defense a little bit,
couple
milestones were broken or tied rather on Saturday night with you guys' performance. Dom Williams, I mean, he's a beast out there.
It's so very much phenomenal. Fun to watch him play.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh. He had 4 sacks. 2 of them were forced fumbles and were covered. And then you had Paul Woodard, who had 100-plus yards in back-to-back games. First time that's happened in a while. Dom became the 4th player in ETBU history to have 4 sacks in a game. So just kind of talk about their impact so far in these first 2 contests.
It's great when you're – they're also the 2 hardest workers on the team. And so when your best players are the ones putting in all the work and effort and energy and practice, it sets the tone for everyone else. Very proud of Paul and the offensive line being very effective in their run game again. I don't remember if he had like 16 carries, 138, maybe 140 yards. That's a great night for him. That's a great night for any running back. So I am proud of his efforts there. And then with 11, I mean, Dom, he was out here 2 weeks ago with us. I've seen him take over a game before in the last 4 years. I've had the opportunity to see him play to that level. But this last Saturday being family weekend, packed house, and he stepped up on a big stage and was a big performer, and excited for Dom. And I understand that he was also voted to the D3.com All-Defensive Team of the Week.
Yes, sir.
So huge honor for him, and we're excited. He's wearing blue and gold.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But just talk to me just a little bit about, like you said, you guys, 28 points coming out in the first half. Second half, neither team was able to score. But how are you guys also able to keep them out of the end zone? Because they had a recipe for a little bit of nerves creeping in with a comeback type of a situation.
Well, they did get the ball down in our red zone and, our half of the field quite a bit in the second half. Defense just stepped up and created turnovers. I mean, we caused 7 fumbles, recovered 5, and then had an interception to add. So 6 takeaways, which is huge opportunities for our offense to get the ball back. But it's also a great way for our defense to respond under some adversity. They start getting down close to the red zone, I think twice, and defense came up one stop on a missed field goal. The second one was an interception. And so creating 5 fumbles was huge in the game and kind of demoralizing to the opponent when you take it away that often. So I'm really proud of the efforts that the defense made.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so now you have to shift a little bit your focus, and you're going on the road. The next 2 contests are going to be on the road, but we're going to start we're going to talk about Centenary here today. So that's a team coming in that is they finished 4-4 last year in their conference play.
In their first true season.
Yeah, I was going to say the
really
first
successful
couple. Yes,
campaign.
Sir. Yes, sir. And the first few years, vying for eligibility. Last year was their first true season. Mm-hmm. You guys were able to come away with a 47-8 win against them. Just kind of talk to me about entering a game like that, knowing that, okay, this is a team that we've beaten before and things of that nature. Coming in, could that be sort of like a little bit of a trap game mindset wise? Like, okay,
we're not allowing that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, they're different. I mean, now they're in year 2 under Coach Dawson, and he does a phenomenal job. So we don't go back and look at what happened last year or even last week. The 28-0 shutout victory against OPSU is now behind us. Our players get 24 hours to either celebrate or mourn whatever happens on Saturday. Celebrate a victory or mourn the defeat. So by Monday and yesterday's practice, our focus is now shifted to Centenary. They're in year 2 under Coach Dawson, and they're also a different team than they were last year. They've got a new offensive coordinator, Hal Mummy, who is the godfather of air raid.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, sir.
And so they look different as a team. This is the second year under Coach Dawson's defense leadership that they're going to be playing a lot better this year than they did last. And then you add in the new OC with Coach Mummy calling the plays, and they're running air raid offense now. It's a different team we're fixing to face. And so no coach, no players in that locker room of ours is looking at last year's results thinking it's going to be similar. It's not. They're extremely well coached. It's a home game for them. I know their student body and their fans are going to turn out over there, and we need all our Tiger fans to travel across the border and come see us at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Absolutely. And last couple questions here before we let you go here. But looking at that, and I was going to say, Hal Mummy is like you said, the godfather of the air raid.
Yeah.
I remember the matchups against him when he was at the helm at Belhaven.
Yeah.
How much of a barn burner those games were, very back and forth. How does that kind of tweak your defense a bit, if it does at all, knowing that they're going to be putting a lot of balls in the air?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that shift your focus? What kind of adjustments do you make as a team?
It's going to be a good test because, honestly, the two teams we faced first couple weeks to start the season have been more run-oriented and more run-dominant. And so this does now put more pressure on our D-line to get pressure on the quarterback, get some more sacks. Also in this back seven, we've got to be really sound with our eyes, and we've got to be really good in coverage. So it's going to be a good test and a good opportunity, and that, I think, will prepare us when we get into conference play in the not-too-distant future. So I like this game for us as far as an opportunity to see where we're at truly defensively. Are we going to be able to cover as well as stop the run? And then, like I said, it gets us ready and gets us prepared for what we're going to face later and when conference play begins.
Absolutely. And so last question for you, a little bit more of a fun one just from my personal standpoint. Yeah. I know you may or may not be a fashionista, but no. What kind of – I'm liking the pinstripes today, though.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I do like the pinstripes today, but what kind of jersey combinations will we be looking at in your matchup against Centenary? Do you guys know it yet?
We're going to shine like new money because all gold was it's all gold this week. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The new uniforms that Dr. Blackburn was able to hook us up last year and get. So it's gold on gold, and I told them they shine like new money when they wear that new that uniform there. So we want them to look good and go out there and play good.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Well, thank you once again for joining us.
Absolutely.
Just as Coach Roos just said, they will be matching up with the Gents of Centenary College coming up here on Saturday. That kickoff is at 6 p.m. So cross the border, go to Shreveport, and check out your ETBU Tigers. We'll be back with head men's soccer coach Chris Crawford momentarily, folks. Stay tuned. This is the ETB Plus Network. Don't go anywhere.
Y'all need to see him.
Boy, Hunter, that beef looks good. Don't they know we've been smoking for over 75 years? And we serve barbecue every Saturday.
I reckon they ain't thought about that till now.
He ain't quite ready yet. Y'all come back here. You're next.
All righty, and we are back here on the ETBU Coaches Show. I am here with head men's soccer coach Chris Crawford. Coach, you guys are sitting right at the 500 mark. You guys had some big wins. You had a 5-2 win over Shriner this past weekend, and it was huge. You guys coming in a pretty high-scoring bunch. For a soccer team.
You look at it, we're 6 games in, and we've scored 18 goals so far.
Yes.
So they got a lot of firepower for sure.
Absolutely. And so coming in with you guys 6 games under your belt, looking very sharp, very solid. How do you evaluate your team so far?
I think we gotta. This year is a different year for us. We've got a lot of new guys, a lot of new transfers, a lot of great freshmen with the returning core, and so we're trying to learn each other right now. Still trying to figure things out and balance it out. We're very offensively attacking wise. Still trying to work on some of the other pieces, but we got a lot of guys that really are gelling together, and it's helping us go forward. So looking back right now, we're not always happy with some of the results that we didn't get, but we're happy with the process that we're making to get ready for conferences.
Absolutely. And so just from a head coaching perspective, took a little bit of a hiatus, but now you're back in it. What was the adjustment like coming back onto the field and leading your guys?
I think the biggest adjustment was probably for my family, walking from 4 kids to not being able to see their activities and be there and home. Soccer, I love soccer. I love being there with the guys every single day. And then just the everyday of the practice and the grind of the season. It's a long season when you're on the field 2 to 3 hours a day. You're on the road a couple times a month. That's a little bit different getting back to being on that kind of schedule. But being with the guys, learning what we can do, making changes, growing, that's the fun part. That part of the grind is fun.
Absolutely. And you talk about some of the things that you've had to adjust to. Entering the ASC, and this has still been an adjustment for me as well, there was 12 to 14 teams. Now you're looking at 4 to 5. And so does that make things a little bit more difficult in terms of positioning, where we're going to be at the tournament, or does it make it a little bit easier as the playing field's a little bit narrow now?
I think this year, there's 4 teams in the ASC for men's soccer, and so that means we have a 25% chance right off the bat to win the conference tournament. And so those are good odds. If those were the lottery odds, I'd take those every day of the week.
Absolutely.
And we know it's going to change next year with adding Shriner, McMurray, and it'll go back up to 6. And the hard part of the conference this year is playing everyone twice before going to the conference tournament. So that means you're going to end up playing someone 3 times. And so that's hard for either side of the ball you're on. It's hard to beat someone 2 times, let alone 3 times, or in that aspect. So I think the guys are excited. We know how they play. They know how we play. We're ready to go head-to-head with those guys. And so we're excited for what this year has for the ASC soccer tournament.
Absolutely. And so just looking at we talked a little bit about the makeup of your team. I know I'm enjoying it. I've talked to several other people saying that, man, we score a lot of goals. 7-0 against UD right off the bat. And so just talking about the makeup of your team, you have some very solid guys, especially in the backfield is what I noticed. You've got Jabir in the backfield. You've got Jacob Winsel that do a phenomenal job. When you put all those pieces together with the high-scoring offense, just kind of talk about the identity of your team. What are you guys looking to establish on a nightly basis?
Yeah, I think so. This year for us, we're big in having a theme each year, and so our theme this year is "We Are One," and we want to be one with the Lord, but we also want to be one on this field, and that offensively, defensively, everything that we do. In order for the guys to go score, the guys in the back got to be able to hold up. And there's going to be some games where we're not going to be able to get 6 or 7 goals a game, and so we need our defense to be strong. And so we talk about we are one through our whole program of what we're going to do each day, in and out. And so we've got a great group of guys that they're bonding well, they're meshing well, they're working for each other, and that they know that at any given day they can win every single chance they get on the field.
Absolutely. And one of the guys, well, there's been a couple guys actually that I've enjoyed watching this year. In particular, Josh Daly has been pretty phenomenal out there. I call him the opportunistic scorer because I feel like 2 of the 3 goals that he's gotten so far, he's just been in the right place at the right time. So talk about his impact on your team so far.
Yeah, Josh is a great guy. He's one that wants to work every day, and he put the work in this summer. I think he scored 1 goal last year, and he's already got 3 this year.
Yes, sir.
And looking back at the rest of the team, I think we've got 9 guys that have scored so far this season. And so Josh he's a big guy. He likes to work. He likes to get dirty. He likes to try to find the spots. He'll take the free goals every chance you can get him, but he can create his opportunity for himself too, which makes him a dangerous person.
Absolutely. And I remember when I first saw him, I was saying this guy's about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be on the basketball team? But
I thought Rue was going to steal it from me for a little while.
Absolutely. But he fits great with your team. And then you've got your senior, Brendan Gajewski. I've enjoyed seeing his energy and his veteran leadership when he gets out there on the field, because I feel like at the start of games, you guys, it's a feeling out process. I feel like when he gets in on the field, things kind of all settle in and he makes things happen. What's your evaluation of what he's meant to this team so far?
Yeah, Brendan's a utility player for us. He can play anywhere on the pitch at any given time. And so right now he's playing a lot more defense, which allows him to attack. When he does go in, he does calm us down. He plays very simple, very great with his feet, can play guys into space. And he's also dangerous because he gets shots off, and he's already got 2 goals as a senior. And so, I mean, he's great for our program. He's great for this university. He's graduating in December.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, he's staying and getting his master's. So we're excited about that for him, too.
Absolutely. And then another guy, as we kind of just look at the overall makeup of your team that I've enjoyed watching is Ryan Lord in goal. He's got 14 saves so far on the year, and he's done a great job just really anchoring your defense. How do you evaluate his play? What does he really bring to your team?
I think Ryan Lord, he is a fighter. He is a guy that will give you everything he's got every day, practice, games, and the guys that they understand that and they lean on it. They know that if something happens, he's still going to keep fighting. He's never going to give up. He pushes every day. He pushes the guys around him. He's not afraid to yell, scream, and make sure those guys are where they're supposed to be. But the guys have faith in him. And for guys in front of him to have that kind of faith, that helps him know that he can be creative and try to get up and make some big saves for us. And he's not afraid to wear it on his body anytime it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you guys are going to be at home for these next 2 contests. You got Austin College coming up, and so you also got Centenary coming up as well on Saturday. So just kind of talk to me about what are some of the things that you guys as a team have particularly been working on leading into these matchups here.
I think it's playing a complete game. We know with Austin College Thursday, Centenary Saturday, we know those will be 2 tough matches. We're excited that we get to be back on campus after being gone last week. And so our focus this week is trying to play a complete game, really trying to play 90 minutes. Soccer it's a tough sport. It just like football, it could be the tale of 2 halves or 4 quarters or whatever in that aspect. But for us to be able to go out and execute our game plan, not worried about what anyone else is going to do. And really trying to instill that through our guys. I'm not worried about what Austin College is going to do. I'm not worried about what Centenary is going to do. We need to be able to execute our game plan, play to our style, play to our strengths. And when we do that, we can score goals. And then hopefully stand up defensively at the same time. Maybe get a shutout like Rue did.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been, I got to tell you, it has been very fun watching your team. And we all look forward to seeing what you guys are going to do this season. I think it has a chance to be a special year for you guys.
We're excited. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely. And so this has been head men's soccer coach Chris Crawford. They've got 2 matches coming up. They'll take on Austin College on Thursday night, and then they've got the Centenary Gents on Saturday. Folks, come out, support the Tigers, and we will see you guys again next time. This has been week 3. We'll be back for week 4 on the ETBU Plus Network.
Boy, Hunter, that beef looks good. Don't they know we've been smoking for over 75 years? And we serve barbecue every Saturday.
I reckon they ain't thought about that till now.
He ain't quite ready yet. Y'all come back here. You're next.